When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, we talking big lift. To the WA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AEW Rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll let you where the love never dies. Shift AEW, yeah, we talking big lift. TWA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, yeah, we live for the grind. We talk kings, icons, the rookies on deck. Champions with the gold hanging right on their neck. The moments that shock you, the promos that hit, those fight forever chants. Yeah, we feel all of it. We salute every brand, every style in the ring. Strong style, lucha libre man, wrestling is king. From old school brawls to the high risk flights, we celebrate the craft and the love of the fight. Podcast vibes with that pay-per-view feel. Every episode hits like a main event deal. Aaron on the mic, yeah, he keeping it real. Breaking wrestling down with that champion feel. Yeah, breaking wrestling down with that champion appeal.
When the crowd goes silent and the bell echoes to the arena, when destiny calls, we answer.
This is for the fans. This is for the passion. This is wrestling. Boom, let the storm hit. Feel the world shift. WWA, here we talking big lift. NWA roots, TNR in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Legends rise up when the fire aligns. When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, yeah, we talking big lift. To the WA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AEW Rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll let you where the love never dies. I'll let you where the love never dies.
How's it going on, wrestling lovers? This is the Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Love himself, Aaron, and I am here for the Dynamite on 34th Street and Christmas Collision review, plus what I predict will happen at Worlds End. I'll make my predictions and preview Worlds End as well in this episode. So please Come on in, join in. Let me know what you thought of Dynamite 34th Street. Let me know what you thought of Christmas Collision, and let me know what you were thinking was going to happen at World's End. Gotta give a shout out to my my in-laws, my family. They got me this cool wrestling shirt. It says, "Warning, I may start talking about wrestling." So I really like this shirt because it's true. At some point in our conversation, I'm going to start talking about wrestling, rather than be about AEW, WWE, TNA. It don't matter. At some point, if we're in a conversation, eventually I'm going to bring in something about wrestling. So, but I love Dynamite 34th Street. It was a really good show. Christmas Collision was also a great show. The wrestling was top notch. I thought it was great from start to finish. Dynamite. I'm not sure which one I enjoyed more, because Dynamite, it had the segments, especially with Heyman Page, Swerve, and some MJF, which we'll get to that here in a minute. And Christmas Collision, it had banger matches for the Continental Classic tournament. Dynamite 34th Street did as well, but man, this one was. I'm just saying, both shows were great, and I can't wait for World's End this Saturday. So, with that being said, let's get into Dynamite on 34th Street. Let's get into Wednesday Night Dynamite. Mina, Shirakawa, and Marina Shafir. It was a good match. Thought it was a really good match. And Marina Shafir, she has really stepped it up and elevated, in my opinion, especially since joining the Death Riders. But she has become this ruthless bad A that does really great in the ring. And she, in my opinion, she is what Rousey should have been in WWE. I mean, she's submitting people, putting them out, and she has become a really good asset to the Death Riders. And this match was Mina Shirakawa. Even though I hated that Mina Shirakawa lost, by the way, happy birthday to Mina Shirakawa. It's her birthday today, so give her a shout out. But even though I hated that she lost, Mina Shafir has been elevated, and she has been stepping it up each and every week. And I'm glad that she's getting her spot. And at first, I was thinking Harley Cameron should be the one to dethrone Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship. But now, my mind has changed. I really want Marina Shafir to defeat Mercedes Moné for that TBS championship. I think she would be perfect. And she could go in, win the title, and she could dethrone Mercedes Moné in the streak, and then she could go on not a long streak like Mercedes Moné, but she could go on the streak herself with the title, because she is great. And I think it would be great for her to win that title, and it would be good for her. It would help her and elevate her some more, and eventually we could see her become the AEW Women's Champion in the future. Marina Shafir is really great. She's a great talent, and I enjoy seeing her each and every week. I'm glad that she is a part of the Death Riders. Eventually, she'll step out from that and do her own thing, but she has really established herself in AEW, and in my opinion, she is part of this women's division and the future of the women's division, and eventually she will get her title reign. Eventually, she will be one of the top wrestlers in the company in the women's division. In my opinion, she already is. I mean, she's really great. So this match was good, really good in my opinion. I thought it was a pretty good match. None of this is in particular order, by the way. I'm just reviewing the show. We had MJF. We had the Dynamite Diamond Ring Final. And my gosh, that was my match of the night. Ricochet and Bandido tore down the house. And I am glad that Bandido won, and hopefully he can win that AEW Men's World Championship at Maximum Carnage. I think that would be really cool. And for him to win that title and also be the Ring of Honor World Champion, you're talking about the most wanted champion, his nickname there, the most wanted champion having the Ring of Honor World Championship and the AEW Men's World Championship, bro. That will be awesome for Bandido, and that would be great for the company, in my opinion. And it'll be a new fresh face. So I'm hoping it would happen. I don't think it will happen. I think he'll just go and challenge, have a great match as always, but he will eventually lose because I think, getting here in a minute, MJF will win this title on Saturday. And if that happens, that's going to start a feud with who I think will start a feud with. And I'll tell you here later on in the show. But I think MJF is going to win that title. Spoiler for my predictions later. But Bandido, he is great. And in my opinion, he eventually can be a world champion in AEW as well. He is an awesome Ring of Honor world champion. And he has really been in the argument in the debate for Wrestler of the Year. Again, I'm biased. My boy Heyman Adam Page, that's my guy. He had a great year, so I'm sticking with him. But if you could argue unbiased with my unbiased opinion, it would be between Takeshita and Bandido as Men's Wrestler of the Year, in my opinion, because both of them had great years defending their titles. Takeshita, he began the year as the Never Openweight champion, then their international champion, AEW International champion. He defended those titles several times. And then Bandido has been a Ring of Honor world champion since AEW Dynasty, and he has held that title for 260 plus days and defended it over the year. And then both have had great top tier matches. So if I had to argue between Wrestler of the Year and an unbiased opinion, it would be Takeshita and Bandido. But Bandido and Ricochet had a great match in this one. Both of them, again, tore down the house. And Bandido won. He now wears the Dynamite Diamond ring. The first wrestler, the second wrestler other than MJF to have it. So Bandido is now your new Dynamite Diamond ring winner, and he is going to go and face the AEW Men's World Champion, whoever that may be, at Maximum Carnage. So that's going to be a great show. And then we have MJF in action, and MJF defeated Dustin Waller in quick fashion. And then, as he was about to speak, here comes my boy, the Cowboy, Hangman Adam Page, and he comes out and he starts talking about MJF and how he's talking about how he's going to tell his jokes. Go ahead. He starts calling him out on several things, and here comes Swerve. And I'm telling you, man, Swerve and Hangman Adam Page is the tag team we never thought we wanted, but we do. And now that I see them working together, I want them in the tag team division now. I want them to go after the AEW tag team title belts, and I wouldn't mind them winning the AEW tag team championships, because them together, not only are they great against one another, but then with working with one another, Heyman Adam Page and Swerve are a great team. And I thought of several names. One of them that I love so far, but that I thought of as the most dangerous men in AEW. But if you have another name for Swerve and Heyman Adam Page, if they ever became a tag team, let me know. Comment below. But they come out and they basically double team MJF. MJF slightly escapes. Here come the Ops Dojo group. They come out and Swerve and Hangman fight them off. And then you have Heyman Adam Page and Swerve team up on MJF again, as Swerve and Heyman were distracted by a promo video with Samoa Joe. and MJF tries to attack him from behind, and Hangman Adam Page gain the upper hand, of course, 2-against-1. Heyman and Page is holding MJF in a chokehold by the chain while Swerve is dropping bars as well. Heyman, Adam Page drop bars at the beginning, and now Swerve. And Swerve says that he elevates and makes everyone better that he is with. And he looks at Heyman and Page at one point. They both have a little stare down. Then he talks about MJF and who has he elevated and who has he made better. He mentions the Pinnacle. He mentions Wardlow. He mentions Adam Cole. And it's like, who has the MJF made better? I mean, he's right. He also, so I love the promo angle, and I think here later you'll hear why I think MJF will win the title. But this was a great little segment. I enjoyed it. And again, Heyman, Adam Page, and Swerve are a great duo. They're great together. So if they can ever get paired up in the AEW Men's Tag Team Division and go after the titles, bro, I think that'd be awesome. We had also Roderick Strong and Mascara Dorada have a great match as well in the Dynamite and the Continental Classic. Mascara Dorada wins. He defeated Roderick Strong and stays in the hunt for the Continental Classic. These two had a great match. We also had Kris Statlander and Jamie Hayter have a face-to-face interview. It was okay. It was all right. I wanted some more intensity, some more drama, I guess you could say. They had an okay promo, and we'll see who wins the AEW Women's World Championship on Saturday for Worlds End. And we have, I'm thinking it's going to be Jamie Hayter. That's what I'm thinking is going to win. But they had a pretty good promo segment there. And then we had Konosuke Takeshita and Orange Cassidy also facing each other for the Continental Classic tournament. And Konosuke Takeshita wins, and they had a great match. Them two and Mascara Dorada and Roderick Strong had a great match. They were Takeshita and Cassidy got good in-ring chemistry as well. I thought this was great. Then we have, to finish off the show, Pac versus Jungle Jack Perry. And wow, that was a great match in itself, and Jungle Jack Perry winning to make it a 6-way tie for the Continental Classic in the Gold League bracket. I was like, man, who's going to win this thing? And at first I was thinking, what if we have a straight up tie and then there's like some battle royale for this thing? That's what I was wondering for the Gold League anyhow. Blue League, it was for, obviously Takeshita. But I was thinking, what if we had a little battle royale with those who were tied? But it didn't happen. But Dynamite on 34th Street was a great show. I love the Christmas package graphics that they got, as you can see. But this was a solid show in my opinion. I enjoyed it. Good B grade for me, and it really has gotten me hyped for World's End this weekend, especially with the promo segment with MJF, Swerve, and Heyman Adam Page. That was great. Phenomenal in my opinion. And then you had the Continental Classic, and we continue on with Christmas Collision special. And if you can see, look at this card, man. I mean, just look at it from top to bottom. I mean, this is great wrestling. With Dynamite, we had some great wrestling on there. Plus, we had some great segments and some promos. This was just straight up great wrestling from start to finish, and I enjoyed it. We had Kyle Fletcher and Jack Perry. We had them two face one another. And Kyle Fletcher defeated Jack Perry, and he earned 9 points to move up in the bracket. And that was a really great match. Pac versus Konosuke Takeshita and Mascara Dorada, who I thought was going to win, or I thought it was going to be the match of the night. It ended up being, in my opinion, which Takeshita defeated Mascara Dorada. It ended up being the match of the night for me was Pac and Kevin Knight. These two had a banger match. They had great. It was back and forth, kept you on the edge of your seat. Where from 0 to 100 from the beginning of the match, and then ends in a draw. And Kevin Knight didn't tap. He did not tap. He did not give up. Kevin Knight did not give up because he never gives up. But this was a great match between the two. This match was like an A+ for me, A++, and it became my match of the night. They did. And Kevin Knight was my All Elite Wrestler of the night. So, for this one. Roderick Strong with the surprise victory over Claudio Castagnoli. Before their match, he looked a little down, and he had Kyle O'Reilly go, hype him up for his match, and then he goes out and he wins the match. And I didn't think he was going to win the match. I thought Castagnoli was going to win, making it more intense for the Continental Classic tournament. But Roderick Strong pulls off with the victory, and he gets the upset win over Castagnoli. So I thought that was really awesome. We had the Babes of Wrath versus Hyan and Maya World, which this was a great tag team match by the ladies. With Maya and Hyan World, they are solid tag team and much needed for the AEW Women's Tag Team division, which I think they're going to get signed, especially with them having a match at the pay-per-view this coming weekend against the Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue and Julia Hart. These two they're great in the ring, and they had a great match with the AEW Women World Tag Team Champions. And to me, that gives a good spotlight on them two. So I think they will be signed here shortly, and they will be a part of this tag team division. And of course, the Babes of Wrath, they cut a promo after, which is really, really awesome. Harley Cameron, she's great on the mic, and she can entertain. And her puppet thing, the ventriloquist thing that she does, I think that's really awesome as well. And she can sing. She's a woman of many talents. And her and Willow had a great promo segment. She sits on Willow's lap as Willow is quote unquote Santa Claus, and she's talking about Christmas and all that, and about the upcoming match this weekend with Mercedes Moné and Athena for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships, which I'm glad it's part of AEW now. And the Babes of Wrath, they are great tag team champions. But great promo segment by them. Great match by the ladies. And again, it looks really good on Hyan and Maya World. They didn't win, but you don't have to win to go over. Excuse me. And these two had a great showing to establish themselves within the company, and they're wrestling under a no contract. So I hope they get a contract. I hope they get signed, and Tony Khan does sign them, and we get these two ladies a part of the AEW Women's Tag Team division. We also get Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy, which they had a great match as well. They had a great match, and Jon Moxley defeats Orange Cassidy to move up in the bracket, and there was a great match between these two. And some are thinking Jon Moxley's about to turn face, which I think he will. My whole prediction went south because I was thinking Pac was going to win this thing to establish himself as a new leader of the Death Riders. That's not going to happen. But Jon Moxley winning, and who knows, he might win this thing. He might win this whole Continental Classic. I'm still picking Konosuke Takeshita, but who knows? Jon Moxley might win it, and we might get a surprise victory. But he defeats Orange Cassidy. And then we had the main event was Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kazuchika Okada. And them two had a great match. On Christmas Collision. I enjoyed it. And ended with Okada getting the victory. And we had Takeshita come out. We have Okada and Takeshita stare each other down, which I thought they would be the ones in the finals. But apparently they're going to be in the semifinals. So it's going to be Okada and Takeshita And one side of the semifinals, we're going to have John Moxley and Kyle Fletcher on the other side. That's what we got this coming up weekend. And that is your AEW Dynamite on 34th Street and Christmas Collision review. I thought both shows were great. Again, my match of the night for Christmas Collision was Kevin Knight and Pac. And then Kevin Knight stole the show for me for as wrestler, all elite wrestler of the night. For Dynamite on 34th Street, great show as well. I enjoyed it. And there's some great matches, but I really enjoyed the segment with Swerve, MGF, and Hangman Adam Page. That Fatal 4-Way match this weekend is going to be something. We're going to be in for a wild ride. That's all I got to say. Now we're going to get in the preview, the predictions of AEW Worlds End. Oh, we got Stampede. Stampede, brother, what's up? Nice of you to join. Y'all go follow Stampede on the X universe. He is great. He is a great guy, great friend. Proud to call him my friend. And he is like an encyclopedia of wrestling. He is great. And he gives honest, unbiased grades of the wrestling matches, from all wrestling matches. But he is really great friend of mine. And he has helped me learn on a lot, especially grading matches, and helped me on that. So I appreciate that. And he says here, Mox has been turning face for several weeks now. He has. And I'm curious when he's going to get the boot when it comes to the Death Riders. I'm curious. I wonder if it'll be this weekend with this Mix Nuts Mayhem match that they got going on. Which in this graphic, you didn't get everybody in there like I was hoping, but it is what it is. But we got Hyan and Maya right here, Maya World, which again they're kind of cut out. But you got them going against the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, which Sky Blue is kind of cut out there. But you got them in the opening 0 hour show, which is as of right now, this is the only match. So is this the only match we're going to get for the 0 hour? Can't be. I'm sure we'll probably have something else. But who knows? This might be it. I mean, if this is all we got for Saturday, it might not be that long of a pay-per-view, but we'll see. But you got Hyan and May of the World kicking off this thing on the 0 hour. I got Hyan and Mayo World. I think they're going to win, and hopefully we'll get them signed to AEW and be a part of this women's tag team division, because I think they would make a great asset to this AEW women's tag team division. They're a great team, and we need more teams for this women's division, and they would be a perfect fit. So hopefully Tony Khan will sign these two. I'm really hype on these two. Again, they had a great match for Christmas Collision against the AEW Women World Tag Team Champions. So I'm hoping they get their contract soon. Please, Tony Khan, if you're listening, please sign Hyan and Mayo World. And this is in no particular order. I'm not sure how the match card is going to go down, but this is in no particular order. We also got Mix Nuts Mayhem match with Death Riders versus Tony Storm in the conglomeration. Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy. We got the TNT champion Mark Briscoe, which Mark Briscoe and Tony Storm, their little segment in the ring for Christmas Collision. That was a pretty awesome deal that they had there. And it is an interesting pairing that we didn't think we needed. But seeing them two paired up in the ring as we did, Tony Storm teaming up the conglomeration against the Death Riders. I'm going with the Death Riders. I think so. I mean, I'm going with the conglomeration. Conglomeration is going to win. I think Wheeler Yuta is going to take the pinfall here, but I think the conglomeration are going to win this match. So that's who I got in this match. Let me know who you got. Again, this is the predictions and what your thoughts is going to happen at the World's End this weekend. So far I got Hyan and Maya World, and then the conglomeration and Tony Storm. Stampede says he's got the Sisters of Sin, that they're not losing that match, likely to lead to a High World Only graphic contract, though. Yes, I really do believe so. Who knows? Who knows? Tony Khan might give him the rub and get the victory over Sisters of Sin. We'll see. But I think you're right. I'm still going to be hopeful. We also have the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match there, and I got the Babes of Wrath retaining. I don't see them dropping the belts anytime soon, and I think with this, I think Harley Cameron will pin Mercedes Moné, and we'll probably get that as a start for Harley Cameron to challenge for the TBS Championship, and it probably might happen at AEW Grand Slam Australia, which she could probably get the hometown win. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I think it's going to go. Babes of Wrath are going to win with Harley Cameron pinning Mercedes Moné, and then eventually he'll probably get Harley Cameron her TBS Championship match for AEW Grand Slam Australia. That's what I think. Next, we got the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship match in a Chicago street fight. It's FTR, the tag team champions, against Bang Bang Gang. I'm thinking, and this is just me, we're going to have some interference. And who would that be? I'm thinking Christian Cage and Adam Copeland will make the return, and they will interfere in this match. I don't think it'll cost FTR the match. I don't think so. I think Bang Bang Gang will still lose this match, but FTR, there'll be some kind of interference. I think it will be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, and I think it will set up, though, FTR against Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championships. And Christian Cage and Adam Copeland will become tag team champions one final time on their retirement run. That's what I'm thinking. That's how it's going to be. FTR retains in this one. That's my prediction. Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin. Now, this one was a hard one for me, but I'm really thinking, especially after the segment we got with Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd backstage, and Gabe Kidd attacking Darby Allin. I really think Gabe Kidd's going to get the win here. I really do. I think Gabe Kidd's going to defeat Darby Allin, and hopefully Gabe Kidd can also sign with AEW if he hasn't yet. I think he still has a contract in Japan. He might have a multi-contract, in my opinion. He might have one of those multi-contracts that some have. Konosuke Takeshita does with New Japan and AEW. Mascara Dorada does with CMLL and AEW, and many others with CMLL. I think Shirakawa does as well, and of course Bandido. So I'm not sure if Gabe Kidd's officially signed with AEW yet, but if he isn't, he could be part of the roster, and I think he could be a good fit in the TNT title division, and he can go for that TNT championship. Stampede also has Gabe Kidd for the win. So we got Death Riders losing in that Mixed Nuts Mayhem match, and we got Gabe Kidd winning. Who knows? Gabe Kidd might be the new leader of this Death Riders group. I don't know. I'm still calling that's going to be Pac, but who knows? Because when Jon Moxley turns face, I think he'll get the boot and he'll be on a singles run. So that's what I'm thinking. We had the AEW Women's World Championship match with Kris Statlander, the champion, going up against Jamie Hayter. I have Jamie Hayter winning. That's who I got. Jamie Hayter is going to win and become the new AEW Women's World Champion. So that's my pick. They're going to have a great match, in my opinion. But I got Jamie Hayter for the win and dethroning Kris Statlander. That's who I got. Stampede says if Gabe signs with AEW, will be on a dual contract. He has quite a bit of time on a New Japan contract. Yeah, and I agree. And he's doing good over in New Japan, and he still wants to win that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That's what he said in an interview one time. That is one of his goals. Although he can in AEW, as we see with Konosuke Takeshita, but he is really chasing that IWGP World Championship, which we'll see who is the new champion after Wrestle Kingdom 20, which I plan on doing a watch along for that one. I want to tough it out, wake up early to get ready and watch it. So Be on watch for that. Stampede says that Statlander retains, and we see a Hayter heel turn. Strong possibility. She's already showing the signs. Hayter's already showing the signs. But I still got Jamie Hayter winning. I got Jamie Hayter winning, and she's going to become the new AEW Women's World Champion and also turn heel. That's what I think. I think we can get Kris Statlander handing her the belt, trying to show some respect. And then Hayter hits her with the Haterade, and that's that. And it might set up a feud with them to challenge for the belt one last time, and then we'll see what goes from there. Now we're moving on to the Continental Classic semifinals. We got Kyle Fletcher and Jon Moxley up first. I got Kyle Fletcher winning this. I don't know, kind of slightly hoping Jon Moxley, because it would be great to see him win the Continental Championship. And I think he be a great Continental Champion. But I think I got Kyle Fletcher winning this thing over Jon Moxley, even though I want Moxley to win. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I got Kyle Fletcher defeating Jon Moxley. Konosuke, Takeshita, and Okada. I got Takeshita winning. Takeshita is going to defeat Okada, and then we'll get Kyle Fletcher facing off against Konosuke Takeshita in the finals. And then I got Konosuke Takeshita winning the entire thing, and he's going to be the AEW Continental Champion and the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Because I think he's going to drop that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship to Yoda Sushi, Suzuki. I'm still trying to say that name right. Get tongue twisted every time. And he will go on an AEW Continental title run, which could also set up Okada versus Takeshita for that Continental title. And then who knows, we might see the Unified Championship on the line where Takeshita becomes the Unified Champion with the International and Continental Championship. That's what I got in mind. Stampede says he's got Fletcher for the win. You got what, Fletcher for the win over Moxley or over the Fletcher for the win for the entire tournament? Let me know. So that's what I got for the Continental Classic. I think Fletcher defeats Jon Moxley, and then we got Takeshita defeating Okada, and then we get Fletcher and Takeshita in the finals with Takeshita, in my opinion, is going to take the win. He's going to become the new AEW Continental Champion. And now for the main event, we got the AEW Men's World Heavyweight Championship. It's in a four-way match, or fatal four-way. Stampede says over Moxley. So you think he's going to win the whole tournament, Stampede, or are you still thinking Takeshita? Or do you think Takeshita? I'm thinking Takeshita. We got the AEW Men's World Championship match in a four-way with, in my opinion, the pillars of AEW with Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, Heyman Adam Page, and MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. This match is going to be a banger from start to finish. We're going to go from 0 to 100. And this is what I want Heyman Adam Page to win so bad. I really do. I want to see my Cowboy with the title once again. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your opinion is. It's my opinion. I want Heyman Adam Page to win. But I think, honestly, getting out of my biased bubble and an unbiased bubble, my unbiased opinion, I think MJF is going to win. He's going to pin Swerve Strickland to win this title, and it's going to set up Swerve versus MJF for a feud for the Men's World Championship. That's what I'm thinking. Thinking MJF is going to get the win by pinning Swerve, and we're going to get Swerve and MJF feuding over this belt. That is what I'm thinking. If Heyman Adam Page is not going to be in the AEW Men's World title picture, which I don't see them coming out of it yet, I would like to see him in the TNT title picture at least. And he could become the TNT champion. Maybe even the national heavyweight champion, the AEW national heavyweight champion. Wouldn't mind that either. But Heyman Adam Page is awesome. He's my favorite, and I hope he wins this match. But in an unbiased opinion, I get MJF winning over pitting Swerve Strickland, and we're going to get Swerve and MJF for the AEW Men's World Championship. Back to the comments. Stampede says Takeshita takes the tournament, cementing he's Wrestler of the Year. I was just talking about that at the beginning of the show. In my unbiased opinion, it'd be between Bandido and Takeshita. But if Takeshita definitely wins this thing, it would definitely, I agree with you. In an unbiased opinion, I would agree with you. Takeshita would be the wrestler of the year. But in my biased opinion, it's still Hangman. He's my guy. And Stampede says MJF for the win in the fatal four way for the AEW Men's World Championship. Man, we got a banger card here. This is a stat card from start to finish. I'm excited for it. AEW Worlds End is going to be a great show, in my opinion. And what a way to end the year with this pay-per-view, especially the four-way match. But the Continental Classic tournament, the entire tournament has been great. It has been really great, in my opinion. I thought it was great from start to finish. We had some great matches and people who were in the matches here, which I'm going to get this graphic up real quick because they put the final scores for both. I'm going to get this up here so we can look at it because I want to talk about this tournament because this tournament, to me, in my opinion, was awesome. It was great. Get the graphic up here. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. All right. Power of technology, man. Power of technology. But if you can see here, the Continental Classic, this is the final scoring, which Takeshita ruled this whole thing. Takeshita ruled this entire tournament. We had him with 13 points, the most points out of all. Jon Moxley with 9. And this is the Blue League. Casanoli with 7. Dorada and Cassidy at 6. And Strong at 3. And then on the Gold League side, which has started with Darby Allin, but due to his injuries, he had to step out. So they replaced him with Jungle Jack Perry, and he made an impressive comeback to tie the whole tournament. And we had a 6-way tie at one point, and then we had Okada winning, getting 9 points, Fletcher winning to get the 9 points, and then Kevin Knight and Pac had a draw, which put them at 7. And you also got Speedball McBailey at 6 with Jungle Jack Perry with Speedball. I was hoping he would win it as well. I had some favorites in this. I wanted my Kevin Knight really wanted Kevin Knight to win the whole thing when it first started. That's what I really wanted, was Kevin Knight to win the entire thing. But then I started thinking, well, if we're going to get Jon Moxley out of the Death Riders, Pac would make a lot of sense because then we can have him win the championship. Moxley failed in the tournament. Castagnoli give a good run for it, so then Pac can make the argument, well, hey, you lost the Trios Championship, the AEW Men's World Championship, couldn't even win the Continental Classic to win the Continental title belt, so how are you our leader? That's what I was thinking, storyline-wise. But that didn't happen. So then we get Takeshita, and then he steamrolled this whole thing. And he had an impressive showing from start to finish in his matches. He was undefeated, but he won. He had a draw with Castagnoli. Then he defeated Strong. He defeated Dorada, defeated Orange Cassidy. I mean, Takeshita, man. And I think out of Takeshita's matches, my top favorite one, I would have to say, it was with I'd say Claudio Castagnoli because that was great, great match, and ended in a draw. So I thought this was great for him. Moxley started off slow. He didn't start off strong at all, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's what I always say. His first 2 matches against Claudio Castagnoli, his Death Rider brethren, he lost that one. Then he lost to Takeshita. And then he defeated Roderick Strong, defeated Dorada, and Orange Cassidy to make the late comeback. Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, John Moxley, out of all his matches, I'd have to say my favorite one of his was Orange Cassidy match last night. That was a pretty good match right there. Claudio Castagnoli, you had his first match against John Moxley, which he won. He got 30 points. And then the Takeshita match, drawing right there. Like I said, that'd probably be my favorite with Castagnoli as well. Then he lost to Roderick Strong, lost to Dorada, and he defeated Orange Cassidy. Roderick Strong, man, he had a tough going, but he ended up defeating Claudio Castagnoli there and getting his 3 points. And then you had Mascara Dorada. He defeated Claudio. He lost to John Moxley, lost to Takeshita, defeated Roderick Strong, and then he lost to Orange Cassidy. I'd have to say my favorite match of his out of that one would be, I'd have to say probably, Takeshita. Takeshita and Mascara Dorada had a great match. I'd say that one. Orange Cassidy, he had a rough start as well as John Moxley, and then he made the late comeback, but was not close enough. He only got 6 points, and I'd say my favorite match out of his would have been, I'd have to say probably the Claudio Castagnoli match, because that match was really good. On to the Gold League here. We have Okada. You have him. He is the current AEW Continental Champion. He's a unified champion with the Continental title and international title. He had a good match with Speedball Mike Bailey. Defeated him. Lost to Fletcher. Lost to Kevin Knight, which that one was a great match. That's going to be my favorite one out of Okada's. Pac was a good one. He defeated Pac and Jack Perry, but my favorite was Kevin Knight and Okada. Speedball Mike Bailey lost his first one to Okada. He lost he defeated Kyle Fletcher, defeated Kevin Knight, which Kevin Knight with that one would be my favorite out of everybody he faced. Kevin Knight and Speedball had a great match. Pac, that was a good one too. Jungle Jack Perry was another good one, but my favorite was him and Kevin Knight. Kyle Fletcher defeated Okada to get the first 3 points. That was a great match. Speedball Mike Bailey, he lost to that was a good match right there. Kevin Knight, he defeated Pac. He lost to, and Jungle Jack Perry, he defeated. I'd have to say Okada and Fletcher out of that one. Okada and Fletcher had a great match out of Fletcher's matches. Kevin Knight. Of course, Kevin Knight and Okada was my favorite. Yeah, but that was my favorite one out of the group, out of all the opponents he faced. He lost to Speedball Mike Bailey, lost to Kyle Fletcher, had a draw with Pac. No, I'd say Pac, my bad. Kevin Knight and Pac was my favorite out of that one. That match last night was phenomenal. He had a draw with Pac and defeated Jungle Jack Perry. He had a total of 7. Pac, my favorite match with him was Kevin Knight. He lost to Okada. He defeated Bailey. He defeated Fletcher and defeated Jungle Jack Perry, or lost to Jungle Jack Perry. That created the tie when Jack Perry defeated him on Wednesday. But my favorite one was Kevin Knight and Pac. That was a good one. Jungle Jack Perry, he came in the tournament late due to Darby Allin's injury. Okada lost to Okada. He defeated Speedball Mike Bailey, lost to Fletcher, lost to Kevin Knight, defeated Pac, and he had a total of 6. So, again, this Continental Classic, this tournament, if you don't understand it, it's similar to the G1 tournament in New Japan for New Japan Pro Wrestling, except for the G1 tournament. It sets up a IWGP World Heavyweight Championship opportunity when you win the tournament. The Continental Classic is just similar to that tournament, but there's a Continental title. Now, would it be cool to make this for the Continental? You can become Continental Champion, and then when you are the Continental Champion, you can have a world title opportunity. I think that would be a cool thing to do, but that's where the Owen Hart Cup tournament comes in. So that is technically their G1 tournament. So the tournaments that AEW has are similar to New Japan's. The Owen Hart Cup tournament is honestly more similar to G1 tournament than it is the Continental Classic. The G1, you win it, you get a chance for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Owen Hart Cup tournament, same thing. You win, you get a chance for the AEW Men's World Championship. But they named it the Owen Hart Cup tournament in honor of Owen Hart. But the Continental Classic still works in that kind of same format for tournament-wise, and that's what I love about AEW. That's what I love about New Japan, because I love the tournaments. I love the tournaments where it gives you something to wrestle for, to earn, to win something, either a chance for the world title or, in this case, for the Continental Championship. So I love this tournament. I love the tournament format with AEW and New Japan, and that's what I love about it. Stampede with some knowledge here. G1, the 5-star Grand Prix in Stardom. That's a good tournament as well. I had watched some replays of that one. That has some great matches in it as well. The N1 in Noah. I haven't seen that one yet, but I have to go check that one out. The C2 Continental Classic. They all follow the same basic format. Yes, they do. I have to go check out the N1. I have to check that one. I haven't seen that one yet. But I have seen the G1 a couple times. I saw a replay of the 5-star Grand Prix in Stardom. I watched a replay of some matches of that. N1 Noah I haven't really seen yet. I'll have to check that out. I have to watch Noah because I haven't really seen Noah all that much. I watched the time when AJ Styles went back there to wrestle, but I haven't really watched it. So I'll have to get back into it. The C2, which is Continental Classic, that's a great tournament as well. And then you also got to have the Owen Hart Cup tournament is in there. And that is another tournament which we'll be seeing here in a couple months to see who faces the AEW Men's World Champion at All in London, which I would love to see Will Ospreay return, and he enters that tournament. Hold off his return until then. He will be the surprise wild card. He enters the tournament, wins the whole thing, and then he can go face whoever the Men's World Champion is, which I would hope Kyle Fletcher, because having them get another match together for the AEW Men's World Championship, I think would be great. Have them face each other at AEW All in London and for the AEW Men's World Championship. But then that's where Will Ospreay can win it, whoever's the champion is, and he can win the tournament at home in London. That'd be great, in my opinion. So be a good way to bring back Will Ospreay, and then he can go on a world title run. He is a fan favorite of everyone, loved by everybody. So I would love to see that. Thank you for the knowledge there, Stampede. But man, oh man, what a great tournament we had with the Continental Classic. A great year for AEW altogether, which you haven't seen my AEW 2025 recap and what I expect in 2026. You can go watch that video, because AEW had an awesome year in 2025, and in my opinion, it was the best wrestling promotion next to New Japan. And that's just my opinion. It drew my interest more. I've been watching all year from start to finish, and I will continue watching. I'm invested in AEW. I love AEW. And if you call it tribalism, I don't give a flip. I don't, because I just love it more than I do WWE. I still love WWE, but AEW with their matches and the wrestlers there, I'm invested in. I'm still invested in WWE as well. It is what it is. My opinion, I don't care if you have your negative opinion, go ahead, but I don't like the shade that AEW gets constantly. I don't. AEW constantly gets people hating on the company, and always bringing up the data with the fan attendance, with the viewers, the ratings, which the company, for starters, is 6+ years in, going on 7. Secondly, just because one company has a whole lot more fans and ratings and all this doesn't always mean it's better. And thirdly, um, why can't we just give AEW some praise and support AEW instead of always knocking them down with all these uh, negative things, especially about the ratings and this and that? It's always, always, always something. Anytime somebody gives AEW some praise and support of the company and want to share some positive about the company, somebody's got to chime in the comments and bring up the ratings and the fan attendance. I don't care. I don't care if a WWE show has 5 people and I'm part of the 5 people. I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to show up and I'm still going to watch. I don't care if they have 5 or 50,000. Same thing for AEW. I don't care if they have 5 or 50,000 in attendance. I don't care if they have 5 people watching or 500,000 watching. I'm still going to watch it. Why? Because I'm a wrestling fan. Okay, I love professional wrestling. I care less what the viewers, the ratings are. I care less what the fan attendance are. I care less of all that because they're always going to go up. They're always going to go down. No matter what, it's always going to go up and down. You want to see them go up, have a good high moment, and then they'll go down and drop in attendance. It's just always going to be that way. It has been that way from the start. And then for people to compare it to WWE, WWE's been around for 40+ years. They're pretty much settled. They got their fan base. They got people who've been invested in them and over, I don't know how long. But you also have people that they pushed away from wrestling, and then now people stopped watching wrestling until AEW came back, or AEW came around, and then they came back to watching wrestling because of AEW. I've had many people who have talked to me say that when WWE basically took over and they knocked down WCW, they stopped watching professional wrestling. And then when AEW came back, they started watching wrestling again. So people have different styles of wrestling that they're invested in, and they have different taste. And AEW drew back a lot of fans that stopped watching because of WWE. Now, I first started watching WWE. Shawn Michaels was the one that got me hooked on the professional wrestling, and then I became a professional wrestling fan because of WWE. But when I started venturing out and started looking at other companies, especially looking at TNA at the time, I was a big fan of TNA back into 05, 06 when I started watching. And then I started looking up WCW and how they used to do things. And honestly, in that time frame, I've probably been a WCW fan because of Sting and Goldberg, and I like the WCW format of how they had the different weight classes of wrestlers and everything and the stories. But I still would have watched WWF because of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is my guy. And then I started doing some studying on the NWA territory days. And my gosh, in my opinion, that is the golden era of professional wrestling. It always will be. It is the golden era of professional wrestling with all the bookers having equal partnership and working together to make wrestling as a whole better instead of working against one another or trying to put one another out of business. NWA territory days, in my opinion, is the golden era, and I wish we had it back. And then you have then I started watching New Japan professional wrestling, adapted into it a little bit here and there. But this past year, I've watched a whole lot more of it than I ever have. And I love New Japan, and I'm invested, and I can't wait for Wrestle Kingdom 20. Can't wait for that. They have a stat card for Wrestle Kingdom 20. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to get me some coffee, that Prince Down coffee, and I'm going to enjoy me some New Japan wrestling, which I'll be doing a watch along, so you can join with me. So get ready for that. But then I started looking at other company, NWA Power. NWA Power a few months ago, I watched it. It first began in 19. They kind of got out of it there when they started falling off with a lot of I guess, division that was going on and whatever they had going on with. And then they were on YouTube at one point. They weren't, but then now they're Roku. I started watching it. Now they have now they have a solid show going, consistent show. So I started watching that as well. And there are other territories within the group. Access Pro Wrestling, NWA New Mexico, NWA Chicago, NWA Texas, Crossfire Wrestling in Tennessee, Fight for the Fallen, World League Wrestling. Start looking at their stuff on YouTube. Major League Wrestling, start looking at that. So I watch a whole lot more wrestling than just AEW, AWWE. So, but again, you can say what you want to say, but AEW, I get more invested in at times than WWE, and they get me more hyped, and I'm more hyped for AEW in 2026 than I am WWE. WWE, they just kind of this whole year has been kind of scattered because of the John Cena farewell tour, and they had injuries you can't help because it's going to happen. It's part of the game. No pun intended. Time to play the game. But I don't know. Triple H, his booking this year was just kind of and in my opinion, Tony Khan was better. Shawn Michaels was overall better. I love NXT. NXT had some great shows, some great matches. Shawn Michaels should be head of creative, in my opinion, instead of just NXT. Because I don't know what Triple H got cooking over there, but he burning the turkey. Let's just say that he burning it. He left it in the oven a little too long. But I'm excited for AEW. The Continental Classic tournament was great. I can't wait for Worlds End this weekend. It's going to be a great show. Catch me with Devin, the Tribal Chief, for the watching along for that one. Go on his YouTube channel, subscribe, and catch us watching AEW Worlds End this weekend. I can't wait. And then plan on, hopefully, if not Wednesday night for Dynamite that night, possibly next Saturday, get my AEW watch-alongs back up and be doing Collision. I'm kind of slacked off because of busy schedules and not be able to catch it live at times because of work. I work 2 jobs. I got my corrections job, and I got my personal trainer job, plus spending time with family. So I just do these reviews, and that's that. But I'm going to try and get these watch-alongs back up, especially I'm about to go to the graveyard shift. But yeah. AEW Dynamite 34th Street was a great show. Christmas Collision was another great one. World's End this weekend's going to be fun as well. Let me know what you thought. What did you think of Dynamite 34th Street? What did you think of Christmas Collision? And let me know what your predictions are for AEW World's End this Saturday. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Go follow me on X. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on Instagram and Threads. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, you can get yourself some of that Prince Nana coffee. Got me some right here. And also, I got me an AEW coffee cup coming in, so I can't wait for that. I guess due to the holidays, it got delayed in the shipping. I paid for the 2 days, but it got delayed, so hopefully I'll see it soon. Hopefully I'll see it today or tomorrow. But glad I got that coffee cup. But get yourself some Prince Nana coffee. The link is in the description below. Get yourself some W Energy. Use it promo code Aaron Loves Wrestling, and you get 10% off. You can also get yourself a Pure Plank and use the promo code Aaron Loves Wrestling as well. Get 10% off. I'm a personal trainer, and planks are a great workout, great for your posture, great for your core, strengthening your core, and a great ab workout to tone your abs. I highly recommend planks, and Pure Plank is the way to go. So get yourself a Pure Plank. Click the link below and use the promo code Aaron Loves Wrestling. Get 10% off. And then, my favorite energy drink, iDrink. You can get yourself an iDrink. iDrink with a Q. iDrink.com. You go up there and read about all that. Clean energy without the caffeine and all the extra garbage. It's a great source of energy. It's my go-to for energy. I cut out energy drinks and limit my caffeine as much as I can, except for coffee. But energy drinks with high caffeine and all that, I've stopped. It's not good for you, not good for your heart. So I use iDrink. It's got the vitamins and everything you need for your energy without the high doses of caffeine. It is a great pre-workout drink, post-workout drink. It's great drink to. It's a great energy drink to drink while you're just gaming or you need the extra kick at work. So get yourself an iDrink. Again, that's iDrinkWithAQ.com. Get yourself a case of that. With that being said, I love all y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of Dynamite 34th Street, the Christmas Collision, and let me know your predictions of AEW Worlds End this weekend. I'm signing out. Love y'all. And just remember, love professional wrestling.
When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, yo, we talking big lift. To the running roots, seeing fire in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AEW Rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll let you where the love never dies. I'll let you where the love never dies. Boom, let the storm hit, feel the world shift. WWE, yeah, we talking big lift. TWA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, yeah, we live for the grind. We talk kings, icons, the rookies on deck. Champions with the gold hanging right on their neck. The moments that shock you, the promos that hit, those fight forever chants. Yeah, we feel all of it. We salute every brand, every style in the ring. Strong style, lucha libre man, wrestling is king. From old school brawls to the high risk flights, we celebrate the craft and the love of the fight. Podcast vibes with that pay-per-view feel. Every episode hits like a main event deal. Aaron on the mic, yeah, he keeping it real. Breaking wrestling down with that champion feel. Yeah, breaking wrestling down with that champion appeal.
When the crowd goes silent and the bell echoes to the arena, when destiny